It is 5 o'clock and after a long and busy day at school, the learners are excited to return home. At some of the schools we visited within the Central Business District, we saw that some pupils are picked up by the parent or guardian, others use boda motorcycles, and there are also those who take themselves back home. On the road, some schools have employed school crossing supervisors. However, it is noticeable that these supervisors are only outside the school and not on the main roads. Here, the children are left on their own to navigate the busy roads and speeding cars. Hey! Our attention was drawn to this child who was negotiating the fare with a boda motorcycle rider to take her home, which still raises the question of her safety with a stranger. We also observed that many of the children rely on other pedestrians to cross the busy streets, others move in groups. Here are the Wandegea traffic lights along Bombo Road, which is a high traffic area. It is hard to get to the other side of the road, even for an adult. Some signal the motorists to stop, but not everyone is patient enough.
Now, this is what these children have to go through every day to navigate the busy streets of Kampala. If they do not have anybody helping them, somehow they have to find their way through the busy cars and the borders.
Samuel Kewaza, the head teacher of Buganda Road Primary School, says that their rules and regulations clearly state that parents are supposed to drop and pick their children.
If you can't get a specific rider, if you are to use a boda, then you trust that person to pick your child from school.
Kewaza says the school has hired traffic supervisors to help the children cross the busy Buganda Road, but also as part of the curriculum, they teach their learners about road safety.
So one, we tell them to move in groups, okay? And they stand by the roadside, they look at the traffic, they follow what we told them, look left and right, left again. If it is safe and there's no traffic coming, no vehicle, then you can cross safely. Now we have Wandegea police station, and most of them are our parents. So we ask them, the traffic department, to get us officers. They come and talk to the children during assembly to give them more guidance on how to be safe on the road.
He acknowledges that more should be done about children's safety on the road.
One, where there is a school, there should be a signage to warn motorists, including pedestrians, okay? There should be a zebra crossing. Yes, probably, if possible, like in a business center like where our school is, they should assign a traffic officer during peak hours to come and help both parents and children to cross the road safely.
According to the police annual crime report, in the last 5 years, an average of 600 children died in road accidents and at least 3 to 4 were injured per day. In 2018, 1,046 children sustained injuries from road crashes, and in the same year, 670 children died in the road crashes. In the following year, 2019, the number of children that sustained injuries from road crashes rose to 1,146, and in the same year, the number of those who died dropped to 607. In 2020, the number of children that sustained injuries from the road crashes dropped to 907, but in the same year, the number of those who died in road crashes rose to 628. In 2021, those that sustained injuries from road crashes stood at 1,267, while those that died in road crashes were 600. In 2022, the number of children who sustained injuries from road crashes increased to 1,583 children, while in that same year, 650 of the children died in road crashes. It is also worth noting that the signage is not there.
These signages has been in place, but they are not meeting the standards. Because they do not meet the standards on the zoning, we are supposed to have 2 signages. One signage to show that this is the start of the school zone, reduce the speed.
This, according to Sam Bambanza, the Chief Executive Officer, Hope for Victims of Traffic Accidents, is part of a project plan on guaranteeing children's safety on the road.
So here what we want is to ensure that these schools, there is a zoning, that this is a school zone and it has a speed limit. Two, it's supposed to have raised walkways, raised that in case someone is veered off the vehicle, does not knock the person, then the road on the front of the school gates should be narrow to force motorists to reduce on the speed. Also, this speed school zones will not allow people to park vehicles in front of the school gate.
As part of their role, the traffic police is mandated to ensure the safety of school-going children by paying attention to them as they use the road. The spokesperson of the Directorate of Traffic, Michael Kananura, says this matter is a collective responsibility and should not be left entirely to the police.
As much as the traffic officers or police is doing its work, but then the parents also need to know what they need to do. The caretakers of these children at school need to understand what they're supposed to do. The motorists, boarders who transport these children, they need to know what to do. We have seen motorcycles carrying 6 people. 2 families combining resources, hire 1 motorcycle to take their children to school. You stop a school van, a coaster, it is carrying like 120 people. They are suffocating inside there. You meet a child who is struggling to cross the road. There are no traffic officers or any warden to help these children. What is your role as a motorist?
What we need is to ensure that we get total support from political will and then also other policy makers to make sure that there are funds available to roll out awareness. And awareness should be year one, year round, not a one-off. And then incorporate safety at workplaces, safety at schools, and then also ensure that parents are also responsible, teachers are responsible.
The recently amended Traffic and Road Safety Act of 2020 does not include a provision for protection of school-going children.
So of course not until when we have those laws come into place, for us our work is to just enforce.
Mildred Pedun, NTV.
Yes.